I'm Tracy Davis, and I'm here with my mentor teacher, Teresa Monday, and she is going to go over her evaluation of lesson number 2 for fifth grade.
Okay, I have in front of me the lesson plan that you gave me, and then made little notes as the lesson went along, as well as the rubric. Um, Starting out, the on the rubric, starting with the first standard, instructional implementation. Um, you did really well, with the instructional time, allowing sufficient time for each part. I thought each section was done well, smooth transitions, which you're good about giving them what they need kind of as they need it, with no issues. Higher learning. You did use a variety of strategies. You had different cards that were used. Um, they also did reading passage, highlighting things of that nature. Um, Highlighting the different digraphs. You even have picture word cards, which I know they enjoyed using those. Used a variety of questioning techniques, high level, low level. The kids did very well with those. You allow for appropriate wait time for student responses for those students who had language delays and just needed that extra minute or so to formulate their thoughts. Active engagement. You encourage participation in every student, the entire group. You were always positive interactions with everyone. It says at least 3 statements of positive feedback, but you always are good to give more than that, and try to build those students up. Behavior management, you handle it quickly. Distractions were at a very minimum. You also monitor their behavior. Nothing really happened. I think it's because the lesson was so well written and laid out, they didn't really have the opportunity, which is good, to do other things. Um, the students were actively involved in each step of the lesson. The bell ringer, highlighting, picture cards. There was plenty of things for them to that got their attention, and that they could actively work with. And of course, positive interactions with classmates and teacher. You did all of that very well. I gave you a 6. Communication. You always use proper grammar, even on the times that we've talked, and with the students. All the materials, everything, the spelling, grammar was correct. There was no issues there. There was no issues with the directions at all. I gave you a 6 on that. Assessment, I gave you 6. You used a variety of methods and a variety of different ways to assess, some formal, some informal. You were able to adjust the instruction as needed based on student monitoring. Those that needed a little extra example or two, you were able to do that, not a problem. On 8, which is the support, I gave you a 6 as well. You've rephrased questions with no problem. You give appropriate wait time for student responses when needed, constructive feedback, and encouragement of communication skills. You always provide alternative methods of communication. You had verbal, you had written, even so, plenty there, based upon what the student needed, and all forms were clearly signed, scanned. You gave me everything with no problems. Everything was included that should have been there. So you ended up with a 50 out of 50 as well. It was a really good lesson plan, and it was well written with plenty of details. So
Good, thank you. That was by far the hardest, the hardest lesson plan. That was, it was
science
just,
is often a hard one for most people to.
yes, that was just the toughest one. So it was a challenge. So I'm glad it's over. Well, thank you so much, and I'm going to stop recording.